I don't think we've officially introduced Whinny yet. She's been with me for a little over a week now. Whinny is a 3-year-old quarter horse filly. And she hasn't made an appearance on the Facebook page yet because Whinny's had a few little issues we've been working on. And one of them is her inclination to want to leave when things get a little hard or when things don't go her way. So instead of looking to me for help or advice or support or confidence, she decides to exit. So that's been quite tricky to work with this last week, just getting her focused and getting her to stay connected. I haven't been able to do join up with Whinny for that reason. We did try the first session I had with Whinny. I tried to do join up, come on, except Whinny was trying to leave the round pen and it was getting a bit too dangerous. So we had to abort join up. You've all seen my round pen and it's got quite high fences, and Whinny was quite intent on trying to jump out. So for her safety, we threw that exercise away for now. It's something I'm going to have to revisit though, because I need that for my first riding session with her. Good girl, Whinny. So once I feel like she has a good understanding of the basics, then we'll put her back in the round pen and try and get a little bit of join up out of her. Back to me, and I'm quite impressed with what I'm seeing today. She's a lot more focused and has a lot better idea and grasp on what I'm asking her to do today, as she's staying with me. So even though she's had the same amount of work as Cassie, the filly I introduced to you on Friday, she is a little bit behind Cassie in her work because we had to sort of get through that mental work she was showing. What I really like here now is that Whinny is starting to lower her head at that top and just relax, just look a little bit happier in her work. Ask as much of her straight away. So it's just the breaking process for Whinny. It's going to take a little bit longer. Now you can see that her focus is gone again, and that's because there's a horse moving around over near the stables. And as soon as that happens, she's gone, her mind's gone. So I'm just going to move her feet around. Good girl. So we spent a little bit of time last week working on her laterals, which was quite hard for Whinny because when I put this pressure on her, she just wanted to run away. Good girl. So that was lovely. Even though she's looking down the paddock, she's actually paying attention somewhat to me. She's still doing what I'm asking. Yeah. This is where if she just stayed focused on me, we wouldn't get into these little arguments. Good girl. Good girl. And it's something I really need to sort out on the ground because I don't want to be on her back and then her decide she's not paying attention to me. I need her to be able to focus on me. Good girl. Come on. At least now when I'm tapping on her, she's not getting so offended, and that was a big issue for Whinny. When I tap on her, she just get offended and want to leave. A solution to the problem I was presenting her. Good girl. Remember it. Now I have some pivoting. Good girl. That was much better. On the wrong foot last time. She wanted to pivot on the wrong front foot when I pushed her back into round, which was very strange. Good girl. Good girl. Is it right? Here I'm going to step her up into a lope. Good girl. So she's giving me the wrong lead in behind, so for her to see if she's going to stay engaged with me, I'll lose her mind completely. The fact that she's still giving me her mind, I'm just going to pull her up here and ask again. Wrong lead. Wrong lead. Wrong lead, baby. Wrong lead. So I'm here. So now she's going to get a little upset, okay? Because I've stopped her and she's going, I don't understand, I don't understand. And this is what I'm talking about. She went to leave on me then. Going to stop. If she gets too confused, I'll let her go on in a canter and then revisit this again, but I really... The wrong lead, good girl. But she's trying and she is listening. Good girl, good girl. What? Good girl. Now I'm going to stop her. That was the right lead, what I'm asking for. Good girl. Yeah, she's doing the same thing. Keep the pressure on. That's her exiting. I'm going to go backwards because that's what she wants to do. Thank you. So if she wants to run backwards, I'll give her that option and then I will give her a better one. Horses do not like to go backwards. And I always find the ones that are that way inclined, and Zara was the same in the beginning. She thought backwards was her answer. Come on, good girl. Come on. So what I did, when she reverted to that, instead of trying to hang on her head and get her to come forward, I drove her backwards, and we went around the arena backwards until she was completely sick of here and decided she wasn't going to revert to that. So always find, good girl, it's much better to work with that you can see she's not reactive. She doesn't really get stressed out by me moving around her, and you know, she's pretty quiet in that manner. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time desensitizing her. Once the saddle goes on, that might be a bit different. We might need to revisit some of this stuff. But right now, there's absolutely no point. And I think it's quite a warm day today. So she's already a bit sweaty, or quite a bit sweaty and puffing. So I think we're going to leave it there today and not make that any harder than it needs to be. She's given me enough.